Hey, welcome to the channel. My name is Jason, and here is where I talk about all things story. And the story I am talking about today, finally talking about, is my latest release. It is titled Forged of Ice and Blood. It is a fantasy short story of about 8,000 words. It's been out for about a week, so as you can see, I'm great at self-promotion. I'm sure this video is just in time to tickle those Amazon algorithms. But anyway, what is this book about? Well, let me read the description. I mean, I spent some time writing it, so I might as well tell you that. Bad odds, these. So says Thurg Ulfot, barbarian of the north, when he finds himself surrounded, outnumbered, and the rest of his company dead. Guarding a remote mountain pass seemed like easy work, until it wasn't. As the soldiers close in and the bites of steel nip more fiercely, a bloody dwarf, Threbadorn and Battlehorn, climbs from the pile of the fallen to join him in battle. For a moment, a glimpse of hope is found. But even together, they can't hold back the tide and are forced to flee into the mountain caves where they discover the true meaning of their quest. Burdens weighing heavy and blood on their hands, Thurg and Threbadorn must venture back into the fray from which they fled to face more than steel and uncover the secrets of what they swore to protect. Are you intrigued? I hope you are. So a little background about this story. I feel like I'm going to do this for every book I write, just to give you some context of, where it came from, why I wrote it, why did I write a fantasy novel. I don't typically write fantasy. Sure, in my series Worth 1,000 Words, I do write a fantasy short story every now and again, but it's not really my primary genre of choice. Well, let me answer some questions for you, or let me elaborate on why that is, because no one has asked me any questions. So I'm a big nerd. I like Dungeons and Dragons and role-playing games in general, and I am part of a group called the Adventure Archive. We stream on Twitch. We've done it since the global pandemic of 2020. We played together in person for a long time, and when that was stripped away, our founding member of the group decided to stream, or asked us if we wanted to, and yeah, why not? So we did, and we found it to be a lot of fun. And one of the two campaigns I was in was called Myths of Midgard. And I played Thurg Ulfot, the character in this story, or one of the two characters in this story, who is our barbarian of the north. And one of the other players, named Doug, created a character named Threbadorn Battlehorn, his dwarf companion. They had a backstory together. It wasn't fleshed out at all. We just sort of decided, where we met and how we got to where we'd been. But it was great because even though we only played a few sessions, we were slowly developing the relationship between these two over time, just kind of improving adventures we'd had in the past and coming up with inside jokes and stuff like that. But anyway, something tragic happened. We lost Doug, so he's no longer with us. And so the campaign has also come to a close. So I really didn't know Doug for very long. I knew him a few months. I actually never met him in person. He was a friend of some of the other people in the group, and then that's how I was introduced to him. He joined this campaign, and we became fast friends. I don't know, maybe it was the connection between Threbadorn and Thurg, but he's just one of those guys that just you could really connect with easily. Super friendly, charismatic, the whole thing. But anyway, after his passing, somebody in his family posted his obituary, and in that obituary, it was requested that donations be made to his children's college fund because he sadly left behind two children. And being the close-knit community we were talking about doing a charity stream, which I believe we are still moving forward with. I'm not sure when that's going to happen yet. And then the story idea hit me, and it's because I think the two characters were so close and they had a history, and I was really having a lot of fun playing. I'm sure Doug was having a blast as well. And I wanted to explore that more. I wanted to see or figure out, like, how did Thurg and Threbadorn meet? Like what was that first adventure like? And then with that, I wanted to create a story in memory of Doug. And hopefully the people that did join us on the streams got a better look inside, maybe a possibility of how these two characters met. This story has nothing to do with anything Doug and I ever spoke about. It's completely of my own fabrication, but I hope it really captures the relationship between these two characters. So with that said, every dollar indefinitely from the sale of this book is going straight to that charity, straight to his kids' college funds. And I think what I love about this is a lot of people donate to charity, and charities are great, but you're donating to an organization. You don't really know where those dollars are actually going. But I know that every dollar that I donate to this is going straight to those two kids. And thereby, every time one of you out there buys this book, that money is getting funneled directly back into there as well. It was kind of a tough one for me to write. It was, revisiting that past and revisiting those characters. It was bittersweet, I guess I should say. But I'm really glad I did it. It's sort of this token of remembrance for Doug, who was a really, really cool guy and someone I wished I had been able to meet in person and get to know better. So that is the story behind the story of Forged of Ice and Blood. If you're remotely interested in fantasy, it's going to a great cause, and I think it's a fun little story. It's not too dark like a lot of my other stories are, so you don't need to fear there. There is some death, there is a little bit of blood, but it's not gratuitous, it's not overly descriptive. I think really it just captures the differences between these two characters and how those differences really complement each other. When you have characters that are the opposite, one learns from the other one. If you have two characters that are too similar, there's really not much development happening there. And so I was fortunate that Doug created a character that complemented my own and that was able to fuel a story that I really enjoyed writing. And I hope you enjoy reading. I will put the links down below for the ebook and the print book. It's available on Amazon.com. If you have Kindle Unlimited, you can read it for free with that. And with that, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.